I am hyped up on coffee. It is yet another wonderful Sunday night news and nonsense report. Toss, how's your speakers?
Sorry, I don't know you.
Well, actually,
they're fine, thank you.
Yeah, actually, it's Saturday night because Toss today has an engagement with this jazz player, whatnot. Wasn't he the guy that play that funky music thing or whatever? What was that?
Yeah, there is a function here tomorrow night. I'm not sure that I can go. We'll try, but yeah, he wrote the song, "Play That Funky Music." Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you're going to be doing that tomorrow night. So we're going to do the news and nonsense this evening. And why don't we start off with a little bit of good old-fashioned FUD.
Okay.
All right, love a bit. The secure email service Edward Snowden uses abruptly shuts down. Love a bit. A U.S. company offering extremely secure and privacy-protecting email service has suddenly shut down. NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden reportedly used the service to securely send emails without government interception. And a message from Ladar Levison said, and I quote, "My fellow users, I have been forced to make a difficult decision to become complicit in crimes against the American people or walk away from nearly 10 years of hard work by shutting down Lavabit. After a significant soul searching, I have decided to suspend operations. I wish I could legally share with you the events that led to my decision. I cannot." Now, that kind of raised my eyebrow. I wish I could legally do that. I wonder what he was doing.
It's funny that you mentioned the alleged, classified leaker, Mr. Snowden, because he was actually offered a job. He was offered a job. This is true. I think it's true. He was offered a job in Russia.
Yes.
I believe Mr. Putin, the leader of, I believe he granted him at least 1 year asylum, as long as he promises not to do any more leaking. That didn't quite sound right, did it? Leaked documents. Leaked documents. But no, he was offered a job at a website called meetmeattheairport.com. And I guess what this website intends to do, like say you're at an airport and you're waiting, this is where you can meet people for a secret romantic rendezvous. And I thought to myself, oh, secret and him. Yeah, that should work out pretty good.
Well, I was going to say certain types of warrants or subpoenas actually make it a crime punishable by jail time to even tell anybody that you received them.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Oh, bye.
Note to self to bleep out Toss today for using the S-bomb.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Xmere now available for Ubuntu 13.10. Saucy Salamander. Xmere display server developed by Canonical for Linux is now available for Ubuntu 13.10 Saucy Salamander. Xmere will now be the default display server for the Ubuntu 13.10. However, Xserver will be provided as a fallback session. I had a number of requests in my request section asking that I review it, and of course I will once they have it released. I really don't like looking at release candidates because then I have to look at it again a month later, and it's only got a few little minor changes. How do you see that, Toss?
So wait a minute. It's called Xmere and not Mere?
Yes, it is called Xmere. And to be honest,
it almost
I'm
sounds
not sure what it is.
It almost sounds like, if you say it fast, like it sounds like smear.
Yeah, but apparently this Xmere does have support for Xserver, the Video Intel drivers, the Video ATI drivers, and the Nouveau drivers.
Yay!
Yes, Intel SNA enabled. Unity 7 operation will be fully functional with no visible corruption. Important application operation functions with no visible corruption. Firefox, Chrome, Thunderbird, etc. Good performance without bypass. Approximate 10% additional overhead. Ugh.
I am looking forward to more stable video drivers. Absolutely.
Well, I don't. Go ahead, Lou.
Xmere actually sits on top of X and basically allows you to use Mir, but without X, it's basically useless. So when you look at it from a performance standpoint, and Phoronix did a really good job of actually testing it. It basically fails in every single way in performance compared to just using X right now. Especially if you're using a video card like ATI or you're using an NVIDIA card. The only one that seemed to keep up somewhat is Intel and the open source driver. So you're going to be taking a performance hit if you use XMirror. And there's really not a reason to use XMirror at this point because it depends on X and it gives you really no advantage than just using X by itself.
Geez, I can't win here, Spatry.
Well, it just goes on with what Lunduk was saying in a video that I think he released a few months ago. We have something that works and works really well, and then these people have to come along and break it and build something else. I mean, when is this going to end?
I don't know, but you know what? I am waiting for the day where we get true. Yeah, I know. I am waiting for the day where we get true stable video drivers that just work out of the box, ready to go. No tweaking this, tweaking that. Because look, I don't like it. Newbies aren't going to like it. So, you know what? Maybe XMirror is the first step. I don't know.
Shaggy.
You got to innovate in order to break things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least Linux does innovate. Microsoft just imitates and litigates. Back to you, Toss. What you got?
All right, let's go for some real nonsense. Patrick, I came across a whole bunch of iOS apps that were rejected by Apple, but two caught my eye. Are you ready?
Say, is it that plugin for the smartwatch with the probe that measures?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. There's an app. This is for real. The app is called Send Me to Heaven. It is a game.
What?
I thought, really? Send Me to Heaven. This is a game. It's a simple game, Rather. The object of the game, folks, is to take your smartphone and you get higher and higher points the higher and higher you throw your smartphone into the air. Of course, now you have to catch it, which they should retitle it Send Me to the Hospital for being stupid. But that is the app, Send Me to Heaven. The second one is called, oh boy, I Am Rich. This app...
Is that I Am Rich?
I am, like rich versus poor. Okay. I am rich. Not the name rich, but being rich or poor. Okay. The app, I Am Rich, cost you $1,000 and it does absolutely nothing. That's the app. I guess if you got that kind of money, you don't care. Therefore, you are rich and you pay $1,000 to download the app that does supposedly zero.
So all it does is put an icon in your app drawer?
I guess. I'm assuming that's something, but is it worth $1,000? Oh, what a bargain.
Hey, guess what, Toss? Google is in the news. And guess what? They are getting into the patent business. Get this. Google adds 79 open source patents to, quote, lawsuit-free pledge. The web giant adds patents related to software used to manage data centers to the patent collection it's making freely available to anyone without fear of legal repercussions. Isn't that something? So now they're buying up patents so that other people can use these ideas without these other, patent trolls out there. These people can just use these ideas and not worry about getting in any trouble. I think that's a magnificent idea.
I would say that sounds very, shall I say, user-friendly.
I would have to say so. Now, but what if they decide to renege on that and decide to...
Let's not go there back and forth. That's not fun. No.
And even before we get into more of your nonsense news, more Google is in the news. Google Nexus 7 factory images are published. So now you can get the source code for the Google Nexus 7 images. Yes, so now, and guess what? According to this article I was reading, it is saying now that enthusiasts can now root their device without without worrying about not being able to restore it. So apparently they're going to be making this easier for people to root their devices. But on the flip side, I thought I had read an article about a week or two ago that Google was, or somebody out there was planning to deny service to some things to people who have rooted devices. I wish I had that article so I could pull that up, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got my my Galaxy S4. You know what? I'm not into rooting and modifying myself. I think it's a terrific machine as it is with Android. What is it? Jelly Bean? I lost track. I'm not into rooting. I think that's great if you want to mess with it and are into that ultra geek stuff, I guess, for lack of a better term. But for me, it works fine just the way it is.
Blue.
I spent a lot of time developing ROMs for Android. And I both, you could say reverse engineered, as well as developed on the Android open source project code. And I think that, when you root your device, you get full control over it. That's like using a Linux system and not being able to have root privilege. And,
exactly.
It would be like, it would be like cutting your legs out from underneath you. So you're going to really limit what you can do. So by rooting that device, you really unlock it, in a figurative term, of course. But I'm a huge proponent of it. I think it really gives you that full control of your hardware. It doesn't. When I have an Android device that's not rooted, I feel like I don't own the device. I feel like someone else still owns it.
Exactly, and that's the thing. At the end of the day, you got to buy this hardware with your hard-earned money. And the thing is, yes, you can put an user license agreement on proprietary software, but the thing is, if I buy this toaster, you are not going to tell me that I can only put bread in it. I might decide I want to heat bananas.
Or some Vaseline, yeah, right.
Yeah, or even do part 2 of how to remove sand from Vaseline by putting bananas. The Vaseline in the toaster. Exactly.
Right, bananas, just like that banana keyboard of a few months ago with that story. Yeah.
Lou.
Well, perfect example is I bought a Samsung Galaxy S4. Love the device, love the hardware itself. Not a huge fan of the proprietary version of Android that it comes with. I think that it's bloated. I think it has some okay features, but for me, I loved the hardware itself. It's a powerhouse. So, of course, I rooted the device, and I have Android open source AOSP ROMs running on it right now. And, it's a perfect example of, I spent my money on the hardware that I wanted to, and now I'm running the software that I want to. Other than rooting the device, there really wouldn't have been any way for me to do that. So, I think rooting right now is an unnecessary step that we really shouldn't have to do. And you've got companies like HTC that are being a lot more proactive. A lot of their devices, you can actually visit HTC's website, and through a web interface, you can unlock your bootloader in your phone. I think that's an awesome thing. And of course, now there's Google Edition devices that are coming out. I mean, the Galaxy S4 is one of them. The HTC One is another. So they're actually releasing unlocked versions of these devices running, vanilla Android. Of course, you're going to pay a pretty penny for it, but quite frankly, I'd rather pay, double the cost of the device to have it open and free than have it locked down and be compromised.
What you got, Toss? Any more nonsense for us?
Just the last thing I wanted to say. It looks like the funding for the Ubuntu smartphone is not going to happen. It's really tapered off. I know. You know what? The proposed specs for this phone are absolutely astronomical. I mean, they're nice. Let me just put it that way. This would have been the most advanced smartphone in the world. But I posted a video some time ago, and what I thought was a commercial, and I said this commercial is wrong, and they said no. This is just a teaser trailer. I was corrected. I stand corrected. And then they said this trailer, this fundraiser is not for the masses. And I'm like, time out here. They want to raise a massive $32 million in a month, but yet this phone is not for the masses. Are you bleeping me? Well, so it's going to fail.
Yeah, they've reached almost 9,500,000, and Bloomberg even put a donation of 80,000 towards that. Are they going to reach that goal? I just don't see it. It doesn't, because I don't see these numbers going up fast enough. OMGUbuntu.co.uk keeps us up to date with the pledged amounts so far. And it looks like they're failing miserably.
Yeah. They needed at least 90 days, make 1 or 2 commercials for the masses, put some money into commercial. No, commercials aren't cheap, but, the founder has some spare change. Let social media like me and you and others handle the rest. But to put a 30-second blip commercial 1 month and then say, well, this one is not for the masses, I don't know. To me, that kind of insults all the beginners out there. But that's how I saw it. I hope they retry its battery because it does deserve a second shot.
Okay, so you're saying that they did not make the grade then. It's over.
They can't. They would need to raise $2.7 million per day, I believe, to make it. I don't see, unless there are more corporate backers. So I don't think it's going to happen. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I put my foot in my mouth, but I hate to say it, but I just don't see it. More corporate backers would help. I think if they retry its battery, do 90 days, try to get some more corporate backers, and then, like I said, let the social media chip in what we can. I think it has a shot, but you got to give it 90 days.
Lou.
Toss, I think you're definitely on the right track. In terms of the corporate backers, what I really think is holding a lot of those back is they want to see the momentum that can be kind of gained from the masses first before this is something they want to spend some money on. And I think there's a lot of corporate backers that probably want to get in on this. Bloomberg's a perfect example. Bloomberg's not even really a tech-related, corporate sponsor. So I think they wanted to see really what kind of momentum could be built from the masses. Is this something that people would buy? And if so, they put their money behind it. So, if there's anybody out there in the consumer land that is interested in this, I think they should get their money in now because there'd be some corporate backers, I'm sure, that would jump in if that were the case.
All right, so everybody, I want you to go and donate. Empty out your bank accounts and throw it into this pile so that we can get this technology.
No problem.
Take my money, Spatry. Take my money.
Oh yeah, give it to me. That way I can upgrade my studio. Great idea.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, why not? Why not have the Spatry needs to upgrade his studio telethon?
Spatry, just call it Spatry's Edge.
I like it. Well, that's all I got, Spatry.
Take us out, Toss.
Thank you, Iron Claw, Matthew Moore. Oh, hey, it's Lou, Shaggy, Too Dope, of course, Spatry. Thanks to Linux Distro Community. We are live every week, almost every week. I think Spatry will not be here next Saturday night. That's good, Spatry, because I won't be here next Saturday night either. I think I'll be here next Sunday night, and we may do something different, a little surprise. I'll give you a heads up sometime during the week. But thank you to all the guests, and we will catch all of you sometime in the future.